Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am bringing you guys another makeup collection video. Today we are going to be doing my bronzers. If you can hear clinking around, it's because like a lot of them are sitting in my lap and then a bunch of them started falling out of my lap, so I had to put some behind me. I'll figure it all out. This video is going to be a little shorter of a collection video, especially when you compare it to things like my eyeshadow palette video, which I know was over like an hour long. I'm so sorry about that. I can imagine that when I finally get around to doing my highlight one, and which I actually might film today depending on what my timing's looking like, and then also like my lipstick one, those are going to be super long as well. I'm probably going to split lipsticks for sure. I'm going to be putting up another like MAC lipstick swatch video. I haven't done one in a while, so I'm going to be doing that completely separate on its own. But then I'll do all my other lipsticks together, and then I think I'm going to have to do one for like lip glosses and also one for liquid lipsticks. Otherwise the video would just be too long. But I'm going to stop rambling and let's talk about what I have here. I do have a lot of different kinds of bronzers. I find that I do go back to the same ones over and over and over again. Some of them get lost in my collection, but as I've been pulling them out, I've been remembering why I have them and why I love them. So this first one we're going to talk about is from The Balm. This is Bahama Mama, and Mickey sent this to me. It is I think it's a matte one. Bronzer for sun. I think it's matte. Like, it certainly looks matte. I can't remember if it ever had a shimmer to it or if I just wore it off. It's this really nice, like, brown color, which I like. You'll notice a lot of my bronzers are of a similar tone because I really try and stay away from the ones that are more orange toned. And the crazy thing to me is for a while, I actually used to use MAC Give Me Sun, maybe. It was like a mineralized bronzer, and it, like, I looked at it again and it was orange, and like I wore it for a long time when I didn't have a natural tan. Like, I was just super pale, and I was like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Anyways, back to this one. I absolutely love this. I think it's the perfect color for me. Really light, gives me just enough of a sun-kissed look. I reach for these on days when I want a more matte look. I do kind of have my shimmery bronzers and my matte bronzers. This is definitely one of my favorites. Don't know how much it costs, but if you see it and you're looking for a new bronzer, definitely check this out. You will not be disappointed. Next one we're going to talk about is another one she got me. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer SPF 30 in Ticket to Brazil. This is one of the bigger ones I have. Like, I'll just show you this compared to, like, say that one. Like, it is quite a bit bigger. And this is, I believe, the only drugstore. Yeah, the only, well, kind of. So, like, kind of the only drugstore bronzer that I have. Again, this is a really light bronzer kind of color. There is a little bit of shimmer in it. Super light when you compare it to the other one. If you guys can see that there compared to that. So it is a little bit fair for me. I don't use this all the time. I kind of only use it when I am on the more fair side, which I haven't been a lot lately. It is a really beautiful product, and for us fair girls out there that only want a little bit of a sun-kissed look rather than like all of a sudden to have like a super bronze face when you're normally not all that bronzed, this would be the perfect option for you guys. I can kind of only get away with this in the wintertime when I'm just looking for a slightly sun-kissed look. Other than that, I find I do need to go a little bit darker, but the product is great. It has great staying powder, super soft, really nice, and you get a ton of product. Next we'll talk about this one just because it's about to fall in my lap. This is my only liquid bronzer. I have the NARS Liquid Bronzer in Laguna. I absolutely love this. I've got it on my face today. I like to mix this with my foundations just to give them a little bit more of a color, and it means that I don't have to use so much powder bronzer because I do go back over it with a little bit of that. It is very watery consistency. Like, I know they say like you can just put this straight on. I found that that doesn't work particularly well for me, just to use like a foundation and then try and bronze with this. It never seems to work, but it does work really well for tinting my normal foundation up a shade or two, depending on how much you put in. And it works really well too as if you mix it with like any kind of like shimmery product. So like sometimes I've used this with my dewdrops, my Marc Jacobs dewdrops, and this and foundation, and they all mix really well together and they blend seamlessly and they look really beautiful and natural on the face. Really like this product. Like I said, I wouldn't use it on its own, and it took me a little while to get the hang of it, but now that I have, I absolutely adore this. And ooh, sorry, I almost broke something. And since we're talking about that, we might as well just get this out of the way. This is my Powder Laguna bronzer, which is what made me get that in the first place. I absolutely love this bronzer. Another really perfect like brown color. This is a matte bronzer. Well, it might be like, I think it's matte. Yeah, it is matte. It's very similar to that Bahama Mama one. Like, I'll try and show you guys. just in the, oh my goodness, it might be a little bit darker, I would say, but a beautiful, beautiful product. These things are really, really well known. I feel like I don't need to say that much about them. They stay on so, so well. They blend out beautifully. I find that they're really, really good to layer. Like, you can start with a little bit and add more as you go. Like, it is a pigmented product, but as long as you're careful with your brush choice and how much you pick up on the brush, you can get a very, very subdued bronze look. Like, it looks super dark, but it's not like it's overwhelming when it's on. And I absolutely love this. It is a little bit more on the pricey side, which kind of sucks. So I know that a lot of people stay away from it, but if you are looking for like a higher end bronzer, you can't go wrong with this one. And I know that they have it in a couple other like shade variations. I don't know what they are because that one's the right one for me. But if you were, say, darker, I'm sure that they have one that's darker. I'm losing all the products in my lap right now. So let's talk about this one next. This is my Too Faced Sweetie Pie bronzer. I absolutely love this. Now, a lot of the glitter has worn off. Like, there was a layer of glitter on the top for a little bit. And it's just beautiful. Like, you just blend it all together and you get this absolutely seamless, like almost like peachy kind of a bronzer color. It does have some shimmer on it. A little bit of pink to give you a little bit of like flush in your face. Absolutely, absolutely stunning. Nice big mirror with it. I don't think. I know that this is still available. When I first got it, I wasn't even sure I wanted to use it because, like, I love the design of it. I think it's super, super cute, meant to look like a little, I guess, like a peach pie since it came out with the peach collection. It smells fantastic. It has that same peachy scent that, like, all of their peach palettes have and everything like that. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. It's funny because it says matte bronzer, but there was, like, shimmer on this 100% for a little while. So, like, I don't know if I would call that matte. Like, why would you get a matte bronzer and then put shimmer on top? But the shimmer obviously does wear away, so maybe now as I use it, it'll be more matte. I'm not too sure. Every time I've used it, I've kind of used it in, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, in, like, cohesion. I've kind of used it along with something that is more dewy of a finish, so I think that's why I'm getting glitter still, but it might be matte now. But there was glitter on this at one point, which is weird that they would call it matte. Anyway, another amazing, amazing bronzer that I have is the Hourglass one. This is the Luminous Blonde, or the, not blonde, Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light. This is absolutely stunning. There's a couple of them. I really actually want to pick up another one. Definitely a shimmery bronzer. See, it's right there. So it is, again, a little bit lighter than the Laguna and the Bahama Mama. It's more of like a subdued bronzer, but a lot of shimmer in this, a lot of reflect. So if you are like me and you like a dewy skin look when you're done and you still want to look sun-kissed and glowy, this is the perfect product for you. It is expensive though. Oh, that was close. Try and wait for like a sale at Sephora, or I don't know if you can get these at Ulta. We don't really have that many Ultas where I'm from. I've never been to one, so try and wait till you can get this on sale if possible, or get one of the mini sizes and make sure you love it before you commit to a full size. But I absolutely adore this. The only thing that bugs me about it is, like, can you guys see all like the fingerprints and stuff that get all over it because it is like gold? It drives me nuts, but I'm not so much of a neat freak that like I'm constantly cleaning it. I kind of just accept it and move on. Speaking of containers that get dirty, this is my Natasha Denona Glow. This is in the All Over Glow Face and Body Shimmer in Powder, and this is an O2 medium. I talked about this in my recent like what I got at Sephora VIB haul. It is meant to be a highlighter, I believe, or like an all over the face shimmer for somebody who is of a darker skin tone than I am, but I saw it and just thought it would be the perfect shimmery bronzer color. I absolutely love it. It is so soft, so creamy, so shimmery, looks like super pigmented. That's probably the most pigmented one of them all. It goes on the skin beautifully, gives you the most, because it is meant for a darker skin tone, it does have those browner undertones in it rather than the orange undertones, which make it absolutely perfect for the most gorgeous, gorgeous, glowy skin. This is also super expensive. Like I said, did I get this on sale? Yeah, I did. I think. I don't remember. I think I got this on sale. But again, wait till it goes on sale because Natasha Denona products are notorious for being stupid expensive, like really stupid expensive. Like I think I had like a little thing of their foundation. It was like $60 or something like that, which is ridiculous. Their eyeshadow palettes are crazy. I don't even remember how much this was, but I know it was a lot of money and I know I wanted it, but I don't know if I would have bought it if I couldn't have got it on sale. So wait for sales. And then I always recommend doing stuff like this. Like if you see a product that's meant as a foundation or as an all over the face shimmer for somebody who's of a deeper skin tone, but it could work for you as a bronzer, try it out. You don't know, you could be pleasantly surprised, as I was with this product. Alrighty, next is another one that you guys will have seen before. This is my Too Faced Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer in Pineapple Sun. So it's kind of like a bronzer and a highlight together. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this is supposed to be worn. I kind of just dip my brush in. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to just wear the bronzer or just wear like that. You can't. That's got to be more like a highlighter. Or if you like blend them together and get a shimmery bronzer. The bronzer in itself is not... I wore the wrong shirt today. Like, this isn't long enough. So that's the 3 there. So the bronzer, I would say, it's not matte. It's almost like a satin finish. That's them mixed together. That's just the highlighter. You definitely could do any or all of them. It is another lighter kind of bronzer. Again, for more just like very, very subtle sun-kissed glow. Probably one I would use more for like evening out, not for completely bronzing my whole face, which I do like 90% of the time. But say I had a good base tan already going and I just needed to add a little bit of bronzer, maybe in areas that I had covered up or anything like that, I could use that and just cover up a little bit. Smells fantastic, smells like pineapples. Really, really good product. I do really like this. I do need to play with it a little bit more before I can say 100% like it's amazing or anything like this, but definitely worth checking out if you are interested in it at all. Next one is another one that everybody knows about. This is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess. Now, I only actually have a sample size. I've had one before as well, and I gave it away because I liked it, but like it's nothing amazing. So again, it's another matte bronzer. Beautiful, beautiful bronzy brown color. I literally am running out of space. It's right there down the side. Again, has almost like a pinky kind of an undertone to it, but still really, really beautiful. Very, very reminiscent of like whatever that one was. I don't even remember. Oh, it might have been this one, the Sweetie Pie bronzer. They are kind of a similar tone once you get them going, just because the Sweetie Pie one has all those shades of pink underneath it. But again, another really, really beautiful, beautiful bronzer that won't break the bank because it's not as expensive as some. It's also not like drugstore, but still. Another one that I have is this Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. Now, I got the shade Sunkissed, and upon further thought, I think I got a shade too light. This is the color here. It reminds me a lot of that Wet n Wild one. Just too light for me to be able to really do anything with it. Like you can't even see it on my arm. I need to get makeup wipes. I dropped the ball as per usual. That's okay. So like I was saying, I think this is just a little too light to me, but in terms of the product, it is really, really soft, really pigmented. I love Urban Decay. You get a really good pan size. They don't break the bank. I love the packaging. I just think I needed the darker shade for me personally, but then my fear is that it's too dark. So I don't know, I'll have to work that out amongst myself. But yeah, definitely if you are a bit fairer and again, just looking for like a really, really subtle glow to start you off in bronzing, another really, really great option right there. All right, I'm turning around and picking up more stuff. The next one I have, and this is why I kind of said like I had one and a bit of drugstore bronzers, is this one. This is my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have it in light bronzer. I got it at the drugstore, but I don't really remember how. I don't think it was quite high-end expensive, but I don't think it was quite like drugstore low-end expensive. I think it was right kind of smack dab in the middle. This smells freaking amazing. It smells like the tropics or like sunscreen or something. I don't know. It is the softest, creamiest texture. Again, probably a little too light for me right now. Definitely a little too light for me right now. You can't even see it, but it does have a sheen to it. It comes with like a sponge applicator in the bottom that you're supposed to put it on with just because the formula is so unique. It is like butter. It's almost like a mixture between a cream and a powder. Fan-freaking-tastic. I've actually cracked one of these and gotten a new one. Originally, I thought these only came in one color, but I do think that there are various shades. So I might have to go back and see if I can pick up a darker one. But this one, I still really, really like for, again, a nice light sun-kissed glow. I think kind of what you'll see is that I have a very good variety of shimmery ones, matte ones, light ones, deep ones. Like for kind of every day, whatever I'm feeling, I've got a bronzer that will meet my needs. Couple more we'll talk about, and then I'll get into all the MAC ones because they're all sitting in my lap. I have a couple more like small size ones. So this is a Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Capri Coast I got. It looks like it's got a little shimmer to it. The pan size for this is really tiny, but again, a super soft product, really beautiful color. I really like that. It's very natural looking brown, very similar to some of the other ones. You guys can't even see this. I'm literally like... That's okay, holding it away. It's this one here. I gotta wipe some of these off my arm. I just look like I've been scratching my arm or something like that. I don't know why I smelled it. I thought maybe it would smell. I think I'm still smelling the Physicians Formula. Anyway, really beautiful color. Again, I only have a small pan size because it's a sample, but I would definitely consider picking this up full size once trying it because, like, I don't think I've said any of them so far are bad in terms of staying powder. I never really had a problem with bronzers in terms of how long they last, are they patchy or whatnot. The ones that I've had problems with, I've gotten rid of. The only kinds of bronzers that I can't really get behind are like the loose bronzers, just because I find that you pick it up on a brush and where you put it on is kind of where it's the most like intense, and then even as you're trying to blend it out, it just makes a mess, so I stay away from them. But I really, really like these. So if I don't say which ones are like long lasting and which ones do this and that, it's because I think all of them are. I also have the Benefit Hoola bronzer, again, just a small one. This is a little bit light for me as well, but it's again a super, super soft bronzer, absolutely stunning. I don't think they're super duper expensive, but I don't know. And I know that Benefit also puts out like their, is it the Dandelion bronzer? I've seen a couple of them. Or no, it is the Hoola bronzer. It comes in like the box, but there's also the Hoola Light, which would definitely be too light for me because I even think that this is a little bit light for my liking. It's almost more like, it reminds me kind of like a beigey kind of a brown bronzer. I've used it a few times. I don't know how much use I personally will get out of this, but again, really, really beautiful if you have a fairer skin tone. Couple more Too Faced bronzers here. So I have another one from that peach collection. This is the Bronzed Peach Melting Powder bronzer. This is so unique because it looks like a cream, but it goes on like a powder. Absolutely stunning. It does have a little sheen to it. Beautiful, beautiful bronze. I was just going to put it on my face. Just watch it. How ridiculous would that have been? I'll put it here. Beautiful, beautiful bronze color, really easy to go on. It is a little tricky figuring out what the best thing to put it on with. They recommend the Mr. Right brush, but I found that brushes are kind of weird with it because it does kind of go on like a cream and then it blends out into a powder. So it can be a little finicky to work with, but still a beautiful, beautiful product, and it has that same beautiful smell with it as well. And the last, before we get into all my MAC bronzers, is going to be my Too Faced Sweetheart bronzer. It's a Baked Luminous Glow bronzer, and this one's in Sweet Tea. I picked this up after seeing Shan XO talk about it in one of her like declutters. Absolutely stunning. So it's kind of got like the two sides, and you just sort of mix them together and you get this beautiful, beautiful glowy deep bronze kind of color. Absolutely, I gotta stop doing this. Yeah, this is like the worst of all my collection videos so far. This one here, absolutely stunning. You know, I've been using this a ton lately. It travels really well, even though it is in cardboard. It cracked a little bit on me on the top, but I think that's just because of the shape of the powder as well. I don't know if you could use like both side. I guess you could both side individually, but I use them together. I mean, that one is the same shade. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a shimmer when you lay one on top of another. So really, really great product. And definitely one that they've had for a long time. I love Too Faced products, but I can't use any of their Chocolate Soleil bronzers, so this was kind of my alternate to getting one of those. Now we're going to talk about my MAC bronzers. A lot of these are limited edition, but one of them is a staple and has been a staple of my life for forever, so we'll talk about that at the end. So the first two that I have both came out in the Patrick Starr collection. Now, also, I do know that there's a new Patrick Starr collection out. It was like the fall collection, but to be completely honest, I wasn't super jazzed about anything in it, so I just avoided getting it because I'm trying to behave myself with makeup, even though it's not working all that well. So the first one is Hot and Heavy Face Powder, and it's opalescent. I'm sure this could be a highlighter as well, but to me, it just screams bronzer. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that's like a bronzing kind of color to me. It's just this absolute, it's definitely a highlighter. Whatever, we're going to go with it. Let's roll with it. So absolutely, absolutely stunning, almost like warm, kind of golden bronze copper sort of a color. Let's put it right here. Absolutely beautiful. If you are looking for a shimmery bronzer, I also love the pattern across it. I love, love, love MAC bronzers, MAC highlighters. I think they're fantastic. Really, really soft products to work with. Blend amazingly. Are like one of the most long-lasting bronzers you can get. check them out if you haven't yet. And this one is Give Me Life Bronzing Powder. Now, this one is a little bit like orangey for me. If you guys can see that, it's like, it doesn't look so bad on the finger, but in the pan, it does look super, super orange. And if you guys can see that swatch right there, I put it in like the weirdest place. Let me do it again. I keep putting these in like dumb places. Why do you guys put up with me? Let's go here. Like, do you guys see? See, it looks so much. I got more last time. That's why. There we go. So do you see how it's kind of like an orangier tone? Now, I don't know. Oh, that finger is messed up. I've mixed way too many bronzers on it. Anyway, I don't know if it's just me, but like this one, I don't really reach for because it is a little bit more orangey. I have a harder time making it work for my skin tone. I don't like, it's funny because I see these like orange tone bronzers and I think like who could make that work, but obviously they keep coming out with them. So there must be somebody out there that can make them work. Anyway, these were limited edition. I don't know if they're still available, but if they are and you are one of those people that likes a more orange tone bronzer and could make this work, I definitely do recommend it because MAC bronzers are awesome. I also have 3 that came out in the Juicy Fruity collection. This first one is in Delicates. So it's one of these ones. It's one of the Studio Sculpt bronzing powders. This one is a really, really beautiful, like almost like taupey kind of bronze. A little bit of shimmer here and there. It's just right there. Absolutely stunning color. Beautiful. These ones are crazy pigmented, like crazy. Like go in them with a light hand. I don't know. It's because of the formula. Like when you touch it, it's so soft and almost like creamy. And then it definitely goes on as a powder. But like for whatever reason, just way more pigmented than a lot of like just powder bronzers. I don't know what it is, but they're fantastic. I've also got Refined Golden. Now this is a shimmery bronzer. If you guys can see, I don't know, there's like some golden reflect in it. But it is, I'm going to have to swatch on my other hand now. It looks like this. So it's like really chalky, evidently. It's a nice bronzer. And like I said, there is some gold in it, but it's not so much like, it's literally got like sparkle in it. Like, can you guys see on my finger? I don't think you can because there's not enough light for me to reflect it. But it's got like literal, like little bits of sparkle in it rather than being like almost like micro pearlescent kind of thing. So I would only use this for a very, very specific look. It's not my favorite bronzer, but again, it's okay. And I know that they put this out in a couple collections because I've seen it again very, very recently in another collection that I can't remember. It might have been like the Mirage Noir collection or something, but I know that they put this bronzer out again. So I think it's one that they, no, not this one. It's another one I'm thinking of, but I know they put this out before. So if you're interested in it, even though you can't get this anymore, keep an eye out because they probably will re-release it under another collection. The one I was thinking of was Bayana Bronze, which forever I thought was Banana Bronze. This one is absolutely stunning. It is just a matte bronzer. Really, really, I gotta stop swatching on that finger because that finger is just like destroyed with color. Just super stunning color. Right, I don't want to like flip you guys the bird, so right there. I put it just below. So obviously, like you guys can see just in direct comparison, this one here, the Refined Golden, was a lot more, and that's the one there. So this one is more, this one is the most brown based, obviously the most orange based, and this one I would say is the darkest, but it does have a nice brown base to it. You can really see in the comparison there. Really, really, really beautiful. And I think the reason I don't use it so much is because I have this one. This is my MAC Matte Bronze. This was my first ever bronzer. My favorite bronzer. I just love it. It's this one here, and I'll put it right under for direct comparison. So I don't know if you guys can barely see that, but like it's lighter for sure, but it builds so freaking well. It is so stunning. I've never had a bad makeup day with this bronzer. It is one of my favorites, especially if you like a matte bronzer because it is so light to begin with and you can just build it and build it and build it until it gets to the way you want. Whereas some darker ones, I feel like you have to go in with a really light hand or you're blowing off or you're taking it off and you're just wasting product. This one is freaking awesome, but all MAC bronzers are pretty amazing. If I do say so myself. So that is all of my bronzers. I don't have all that many. It's not one of my, like, I like to look really bronze, but it's not one of my, like, I need to have it things. Like, I have a few makeup products that are, like, I just can't help myself, like lipsticks and eyeshadows and stuff like that. I'm a little bit, like, crazy for bronzers. I'm a little more subdued. Same with foundations, which I will be doing in an upcoming collection video. But yeah, that is everything. So if you have any questions about any of the products that I talked about, you can feel free to ask me down below. If you guys have any recommendations for bronzers I should be trying based off what I have said, also let me know down below. If you like these kind of videos, then give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I will catch you guys next time. Bye.